iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams, race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Good afternoon, race fans, and welcome to another race here for the Dirt Pro Late Models here at Kokomo. This is race number 6 of the season. We just had the All-Star race last week. As you can tell, I'm Brett the Jet in the booth, a little bit under the weather here tonight, so get to listen to a deep voice Brett here tonight, so let me know how that changes. Definitely not done on purpose here, but we are rocking and rolling here tonight at the Kokomo Speedway. We'll have to see if Trevor Mattingly continues his dominance. He has won 6 technically races in this season with the All-Star win last week. So he proves that he is the All-Star for the season. We'll continue to see if he continues that hot streak in that 13M machine. Tanner Hutchins currently P2 quick, Brandon Marlowe 3rd, Blake Steele 4th, and Jacob Lassiter rounds out the top of the scoring here in practice as we get cars ready to go over to qualifying. We'll go over some race information. Tonight's show is presented by Dave's Double D Showdown here at the Kokomo Speedway. So some other sponsors we got to give a big shout out to for making this series possible here from the American Sim Racing Club Pro Late Model Series. We got AJ's Auto Detailing, Hubco Metal Fab, QuickTime Motorsports Media, Pay to Win Setups, Race1.us, the RC Pro Shop, and FMS Rapid Graphics. As you can tell, we are at the track, smallest track out of the season. This little quarter-mile, slightly banked track. You know, you get some nice progressive banking in the corners of the Kokomo Speedway. If you want to find out more about what we're running and what this league is up to, be sure to check them out there at AmericanSimRacingClub.com. As we got Kyle out there in the YouTube chat lands, he says he's trashing the car, just a heads up. So we'll keep an eye on that Mountain Dew number 41 machine, see how he can do out here. As we got cars rolling out onto the speedway here, I believe we will do the same thing as we did last week with the group qualifying. So the first car we got out on track here is the number 12 machine of Blake Steele here, getting ready for his first time lap here. We'll go over some driver details in the bottom of your screen. So this is Blake Steele in the number 12 here for his first time lap. As Blake Steele comes around here to complete his first lap, also out on track is the 22 of Brett Carlton. So Blake Steele picks up lap number 1 and he will go second quick. So also out there on track is the number 22 machine of Brett Carlton. We see him quickest right now on the speedway in this red number 221 machine. Brett from Lokachi. Looks like Florida with the background of his picture. Also out in this group was the man himself, Tim Rogers. He's going to be my in-car reporter here tonight, so we'll keep an eye out for the 48 and see if he has some sense to throw in as we get ready now for our next group. I believe we will have to see who gets called up next, as we're doing a little bit of group qualifying. So as you know, in real life, they send out certain cars at certain times with the groups, and the ASRC is no different now. We experimented it with the all-star race, and the drivers seem to really like it. Gives them some good screen time like this. As we look now at the 13M, the man, the Mattingly, Trevor Mattingly here for his first time lap. As you can see, folks, you got to be right up against the fence here for this banking here tonight to really get a lap. It looks like 81 machine won't interfere with this lap as Trevor Mattingly completes lap number 1, and of course goes P number 1 on the standings. Also out there is the 81 of Scott Erie trying to get that car rotated out here. Gets a piece of the wall off of turn number 4. That will disallow this lap. Also, those are the 2 cars out here for group number 2 as Sky Erie tries to get a lap in, because if you do get a piece of that wall, folks, that lap does not count, as I believe that time he puts a lap in, of course, at the bottom of the scoring, but it's better than starting scratch. So that will do it for group number 2. Trevor Mattingly puts his 13M at the top of the board as we get ready for our next group to roll on out here. Looks like Aaron Kirby in the 91 machine is one of those cars. Aaron Kirby down the backstretch here in this 91 machine. Was hoping for a really strong run. Just finished outside the podium last week at Dirt Bristol. So Kirby looking to bounce back here and try and do a little bit of a points run here. I believe he's right around the top 5 in points and trying to improve on that for the second half as Aaron Kirby, lap number 1, puts him P number 7. He'll look to improve that here. That's Nick Baum in the 02 machine. He was just accepted here, folks. Just joined last minute, and he goes P number 1 with a 12.16. So Nick Baum trying to give some pressure to Trevor Mattingly in this 02 machine. Nick Baum does not improve that lap time, but still very quick from that 02 machine. So Baum, someone we got to stay and pay attention to. Also on this group was Dave Payne in that 38 ASRC machine. Dave will put it in P number 6 there, as we only got a handful of cars left to qualify. One of those being Bobby Mattingly in the 3M. Bobby did pick up a heat win in the All-Star race. He's looking to carry that momentum. The uncle of Trevor Mattingly. Off of turn number 4, Bobby Mattingly will go P number 3. Also out here on the speedway is Tanner Hutchins in the 04 in the scoring, or on the car, the double OH machine. Looking pretty good. Also out here on the speedway is Brandon Marlowe in that sweet looking number 37 machine. Marlowe will sit P number 5 as Hutchins cracks into the top 5 as Marlowe comes out of 4-4 the final time here in qualifying. Brandon Marlowe does not improve on that time, so he will stay P number 5 as we get ready for, I think, our last group of the night. That being the 151 of Jacob Lassiter and the 41 of Kyle Leisure, who put in the YouTube chat land. So Lassiter from the 789 Designs, HLH, and all the other good sponsors on that car from the HLH is the High Lap Heroes group he's a part of. As Lassiter starts his first time lap here as he heads down the backstretch and off of turn number 4, Jacob Lassiter will go P number 7 as we'll take a look now at Kyle Lesher from Hamburg, Pennsylvania. Leisure in that 41 Mountain Dew machine. Laster able to go P number 2 on lap number 2, so Jacob Laster carries that momentum. Leisure will hit the wall. That will disallow this lap as the final time. Jacob Laster not quite good enough for pole, but he out-qualifies Trevor Mattingly, who will have to start P number 3. And Nick Baum gets the job done. He'll be tonight's Quick Time Award as we get ready to head over to the heat races of the night. Alrighty, we come back to the Kokomo Speedway as we get ready to rock and roll, but Nick Baum picks up the quick time there. As let us know in the YouTube challenge who you're rooting for here tonight as we get ready to rock and roll with some racing action here. I believe we'll have 2 heat races to determine the lineup here for the feature event. I believe it's another short race. I believe 50 laps around the circuit, so this feature event will go by very quick, and we'll probably see 2 dominant lines, one being right against the fence even if it slicks on off, or one all the way down at the bottom of the speedway. Once this track starts going, it doesn't stop, so these drivers got to be really skilled at driving the slick here tonight to really find traction where there's pretty much no traction on the speedway as we get now ready to fire up heat number 1. Nick Baum will lead us to the green flag in the O2 machine. Starting to his outside is Trevor Mattingly in the 13T. Row number 2 being made up of Tanner Hutchins in third with Blake Steele in fourth. Fifth will be Josiah Millen in that 40 machine with Tim Rogers in the 48 starting to his outside. And rounding out the field here tonight is Aaron Kirby in the 91. As this will be the start of heat race number 1 of 2 here tonight. So if you don't see your favorite driver out there here, they'll be in the next heat. As this time by, it's the wave lap for heat number 1. Get on your feet, give your favorite drivers a wave. As next time by, they'll be going green flag racing, I believe, for 7 laps here to determine the feature order. As the field bunches up here in 3 and 4, we now wait for Nick Baum in the O2 machine to jump on the loud pedal here, and we go to green flag racing action here at the Kokomo Speedway. As Baum gets a little bit loose there in 1 and 2, he loses a whole bunch of spots trying to get that car rotated on that inside line. You can tell that top side very dominant. Tanner Hutchins big time in the wall. Baum was sliding through him. Contact with Tim Rogers as Tanner Hutchins being bounced all over the racetrack here. Maybe some more as Josiah Millen gets big time tight as Tim Rogers needs to get to the outside line. We'll throw it right in front of the double OH machine of Tanner Hutchins. So Hutchins with a pretty bad heat race here as he falls all the way back to 5th. Nick Baum trying to chase down Blake Steele there for P number 2, but already we see Trevor Mattingly jumping away with a handy lead already over a second. As Tim Rogers gets a piece of the wall, they throw blows here between Hutchins and Tim Rogers here at the start-finish line. Now Rogers under fire from Aaron Kirby, and this time by we'll see popsicles as Tim Rogers big time sideways here. He'll go all the way to the back, so a lot of contact through this field here tonight. But off of turn number 4 here for the white flag, it's Trevor Mattingly, the man that still can't seem to be beat as he heads through 3 and 4 for the final time. Trevor Mattingly adds another win, this time another heat race to the 13T. Nick Baum will rebound to second. Blake Steele will finish third. As we'll try and talk to a few of these drivers, one being the 48 machine of Tim Rogers. Maybe he can help me call this next race. Hey Tim, you got a copy? It's Brett the J in the booth here.
Yeah, I got you, Brett.
Alrighty, Tim. I figured maybe you could help me with this next race here, running through the calls and whatnot. But yeah, Tim, that seemed like it was pretty tough out there for heat race number 1.
Yeah, I got no idea what I'm doing out there, Brett. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, it looked tough out there. A lot of contact here for these guys not making a lot of contact. There was definitely a lot of door banging and bumper banging there in heat race number 1.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of guys trying to fight for the top, not giving an inch, just hard racing. I got to go take a look at the replay, see exactly what happened, but we're gearing up for exciting heat number 2 here. We got Jacob Laster starting on the point. We got, who's that? Trevor Mattingly? Bobby Mattingly in this heat. Brandon Marlowe, Brett Carlton, David Payton. Here they go. Taking the green flag. Jacob Lester to the outside.
Oh, contact. One up and over.
Was that Bobby Mattingly?
I believe that was. As he is stuck on his lid for the first caution of the night. And Tim, you call it everyone fighting for that top side there into turn number 1.
Yeah. Right now, race control is looking for a claim on that, but like I said, Brett, looks like Brett Carlton's going to take the claim on that one. Yeah, that's just the top. People are going to be fighting for the top, trying to get up. It looked like everyone went to the top during that start. I mean, come on, it looked like a whole group of cars just everyone went straight to the top there.
Yeah, and on the replay here, it looks like Bobby Mattingly maybe got just a slight piece of Lassiter. That checked him up, and yeah, with so many cars going to the top, there's not an inch to move, and we got, I think, Kyle Leisure and Scott Erie also involved.
Yeah, I think things might calm down here as we come to the restart. Looks like Lassiter's gonna come out on top still. Brandon Marlowe in second. Who's in third there? We got Kyle Lesher in the 41, Scott Erie in that 81, and Brett Carlton rounding out the field.
Yeah, what happened to Dave Payne?
Oh, it looks like we got a connection issue. It looks like David lost connection here.
Oh, you hate to see it. And it sounds like, Tim, that they're delaying the yellow, it seems like, so.
Yeah, it's the flip car rule for Bobby Mattingly. Since you ended up on his lid, we're going to hold a lap till he gets all towed up. And he's gonna get he's just gonna come on the end here, and we're doubling up as Bobby wheels that thing to the end of the line. We got a Delaware double restart here. Laster all by himself, huge advantage.
Yeah, we're taking a look at the replay one more time right before it. Ryan on board with Brett Carlton, and yeah, just slight contact, and that's enough to send the 3M up and over. He gets a good piece of that wall. As we go back, green flag racing here live.
Looks like everyone filed out nicely. We just have some side-by-side battles between Brett Carlton, or who is that? I think that's Brett. Oh, 3 wide in the back here. They're not giving an inch. They may be racing for 90th, but that 81 slide job to the top. Oh,
Yeah, 3 wide.
man.
Oh, contact. Big time in the wall. He lost his whole nose there for the 81
Oh,
machine.
yeah. That was hard contact there.
Got the gap in the wall.
Carlton and Mattingly are going to be duking this out still. Laster still has the point with Marlowe right there with him. Out on his own island is Kyle Lesher. And Brett Carlton leading that little pack, which is now just a pack of 2 cars. We saw that little fight at the beginning here. That's what guys are going to be doing all night, fighting for the top. This racetrack is just so flat, you know. You can't get that momentum on the bottom.
Yeah, there's only a little bit of banking, Tim, and that's right against the wall. And I think we'll see cars parked there all night long, whether it slicks off or not. But at the start-finish line here, Jacob Lassiter will see the white flag.
White flag, he's keeping a steady wheel, hooked up on the top side. It's Brandon Marlowe still in second. Ooh, looks like Mattingly might have something for Carlton for the 4th spot, maybe? It's going to be a tight battle there. It looks like Mattingly is just executing on the top a little bit better there at those final laps, but it's not going to be enough.
Yep, that is. And how about a top 3? We got Lassiter, Marlowe, and Kyle Lesher sneaking in with a top 3. He commented, "Oh, I'm not too good at these cars." He finds himself in the top 3 there.
And track position is going to be everything here. You want to get it while you can.
Yep, that will be the key. As now we got a little bit of warm up here on the speedway, Tim. So, you want to talk to anyone, or you want to give a recap on your heat race?
We can pull someone up here if you want to talk to them. Looks like we got a bunch of cars out there for warm ups.
Yeah, everyone wants a piece of that track. It seems like here tonight.
Kind of want to see if anyone will think about even touching the bottom here. As I was running the bottom in practice, and I felt like I was getting good speed there, but just wasn't enough to defend the top line. As we see Josiah Millen all on 2 wheels there.
Yeah, and this setup really likes to hike up this left front tonight, Tim, it seems like.
Oh yeah, if you're running the bottom here, you're going to be three-wheeling it across the whole racetrack. I don't think my left front touched my left front didn't touch the racetrack the whole time on the bottom for a whole lap. I mean, you could puts on quite the show, but I don't know if it's fast enough.
You'll hopefully look good here on the broadcast here tonight. That's all that matters, right?
Oh yeah, we want to put on a good show for the Turn 3 viewers.
As Tim, you got any picks on who to keep an eye on here tonight? I mean, it's going to be so hard to beat that 13M of Trevor Mattingly. What do you think?
I mean, yeah, you're right. Trevor, he's just been dominating this whole season. If I were to pick anyone that maybe could take him on here, Jacob Laster's been looking fast here tonight. I would say maybe he would have a shot. You know, Laster in our original Pro Late Model series was the dominant force. I think he might have something here tonight, but like you said, Trevor's just been so dominant all season. It's going to be a tough thing to pull off to beat him.
Yeah, well, Tim. Yeah, I think if it's not Trevor, I think the new guy, Nick Baum. He's shown a lot of speed here, Tim, and I think if he can put together a good race, I think he might be a force to reckon with.
Funny story about Nick Baum. He literally just joined the league maybe like 20 minutes ago, so it'd be something else if he could pull it off.
It would be.
Looks like David Payton was able to reconnect to the server.
All right, so that 38 machine should be out there for the feature event when it's all said and done. Tim, you need to do any laps or anything, or are you good chilling here in the booth?
I don't need to embarrass myself even more.
All righty, we'll leave you up in the booth and we'll have you key up when needed, if that sounds good with you, in-race reporter.
Yes, that sounds great.
All righty, folks, so
I'll be here when you need me.
we appreciate it, Tim. It's good to always have have a second person in the booth, especially with how I'm sounding. I bet people at home are like, what's this guy smoking? And
Yeah.
it's sickness. As with a little bit of lull in the action, folks, we're going to go to commercial break. Don't go anywhere. Alrighty, folks, we are back at the Kokomo Speedway, getting ready for the feature event. Drum roll, please, as we run through tonight's starting order. Trevor Mattingly and the 13M will start on the pole. Starting to his outside is Jacob Lassiter in the 151. Row number 2 being made up of Nick Baum in the 02, with Brandon Marlowe in the 37 starting 4th. 5th will be Kyle Lesher. Fifth is Blake Steele in the 12. 6th is Kyle Lesher in the 41. 7th is Tanner Hutchins in the 04. 8th goes to Brett Carlton in the 22. 9th is Aaron Kirby in the 91. With rounding out the top 10 is Bobby Mattingly. 11th is Josiah Millen in the 40. 12th is Sky Erie in the 41. 13th will be Tim Rogers, who we talked to and will hopefully be talking to throughout the race. And rounding out the field tonight, starting shotgun on the field, he was able to make it for the feature event. It's the 38 of Dave Payne. So even though, we got a good amount of cars, you can tell how small of a track this is with 15 cars out here. We got the track kind of filled up, as this is your wave lap, folks. Be sure to give your favorite driver a wave as we go through the field here of some sweet looking Pro Late models here as we get ready to do battle at the Kokomo Speedway. See if anyone has a challenge too. Trevor Mattingly, as iRacing Pace Truck heads down pit road. We get ready to go. Green flag racing action as we wait for the 13M. He jumps on the loud pedal here. We go to green flag racing action here at Kokomo. Alrighty, we see a lot of different lines. We're probably going to go to the far cameras further on back. We got 3 wide racing action. As we got to contact Tim Rogers into a car. He gets a piece of the 40 of, I believe that's, Josiah Millen, as Kyle Lesher stuck in the sucker hole in the middle there. As we got one car, Nick Baum, trying to really work that inside line. We got a lot of cars. As Bobby Manley almost goes around off the front bumper of Aaron Kirby. You got a lot of cars trying to make it turn. As Sky Erie goes to the back here as we keep an eye on this secondary battle. Bobby Manley finally gets clear of Kirby as he tries to get that 91 machine rotated out there on the speedway. As we almost get 3 wide racing action there from these drivers. A lot of different lines already being used at the Kokomo Speedway. As we look up a little bit further, Trevor Manley up top, Nick Baum also up there in the top lane. We got the first car down low. That's the 51 machine of Jacob Lassiter trying to make that inside line work. Bring along Brandon Marlowe, Blake Steele, and Tanner Hutchins on the inside lane. as we mostly get single filed out here. The battle that is impending, it looks like Tanner Hutchins trying to make a move on Blake Steele. This will be for the 5th position here tonight, as Blake Steele gets a piece of that wall and corner entry. He's able to get the run from that top side though. As you can just see with this wide shot, folks, that top line's so much faster up top, but they got to cover a lot more distance than that inside line that it almost makes it pretty even when it's all said and done. As we look to the race leader, getting a little bit of lap traffic. That's Scott Erie going a lap down, but it looks like Mattingly is in the top lane, at least in 1 and 2. Then 3 and 4 kind of goes down to the bottom / low side in 3 and 4. So using 2 different lines on 2 different parts of the racetrack. As you see here, we have Brett Carlton and Aaron Kirby doing battle for P number 8 on the speedway. Carlton with a pretty nice looking 22 machine out here. Right now trying to make something happen as Blake Steele gets around Brandon Marlowe. They have caught Marlowe, who's stuck down to that inside line. He's committed to it, trying to make it work, but currently losing a few positions now because of it. As Marlowe still tries to work that inside line and hiking that left front all the way around the speedway here. As you can tell, that left front just hoisted up for Marlowe in that 37 machine, working that inside line. A little bit of lap traffic with that 81 machine. Tanner Hutchins able to get clear here. Almost 20 laps down already of the 50 here tonight at the Kokomo Speedway. As now Tim Rogers, Kyle Lesher, Dave Payne, and Scott Erie all a lap down from these two running up front. Nick Baum keeping Trevor Mattingly in his sights. We're going to ride on board with Nick, see what he's looking at as he tries to reel in that 13 machine right there. We're going to ride on board with him a few laps, see him working this worn out speedway. As you can see here, folks, heavy lap traffic for these race leaders. So this is going to come into account here as we take a look at Trevor Mattingly right here, trying to make his way through these lap cars. You got Aaron Kirby in front of him with Brett Carlton to his inside, so not really anywhere he can go. This could open up the door for Baum to try and get a run as Kirby now tries to allow Mattingly to get around on this top side here, but also try and keep in battle with Carlton. It looks like the leaders are able to get around on that top side as we see 24 laps to go that time by at the start finish line. Currently this feature event, no yellow flags. It has been green flags since the drop of the green. As Sky Erie will go another lap down as Baum continues to apply the pressure there in that white number 02 machine right there in the second place behind Trevor Mattingly. Also a little bit further back there in the 4th and 5th position, Tanner Hutchins applying the pressure as we get a yellow flag, folks. Not sure where it is on the speedway, but we have to have one car off the pace Not sure where it is, but this will put us under the yellow flag. Bunch everyone back up here as we don't really see where the yellow flag might have been. Oh, maybe it was the 38 machine of Dave Payne. He looks a little bit off the pace there as we try and find him in the timing and scoring. As we take a look here. Yeah, I mean, with that amount of wheel, that thing looks like it maybe broke something or don't know what happened, but it looks like Dave Payne able to keep going. So very strange to get the yellow flag. Not sure what happened, but that will bunch us all back up inside of 20 laps to go. So this field getting ready to duke it out here inside of 20 with about the top 7 still on the lead lap. Everyone else finds themselves at least one lap down. As it looks like Nick Baum will elect that high side. We get ready to go back to racing action with the Delaware double. Mattingly will start out front by himself. Nick Baum in second. Blake Steele third. As we jump back on the lap pedal, we go to green flag racing action as Mattingly gets away with another great start here with 19 laps to go. Contact into turn 1. Bobby Mattingly gets a piece and he's stuck in the middle of 3 wide here as Brandon Marlowe. Oh, it's now Brett Carlton will go around in turns 3 and 4, so that will bring out our second yellow here in heat number or in the feature. We'll take a look what happened here as we look at the 22-1 machine of Brett Carlton. Looks like a lot of cars up top trying to make it 4 wide and just gets a piece of the 40. That sends him around, stops him on the speedway. And I think race control trying to prevent anything else. We'll throw the yellow and we'll get ready to go back to racing action here in 1 second. As the iRacing pace truck off of pit road, we get ready to go green with Trevor Mattingly once again leading us to green. He'll jump on the loud pedal and we'll go back to racing action here as Nick Baum once again on that top lane trying to reel back in. Trevor Mattingly has throughout the field. Brandon Marlowe a lot better start. He's now shuffled back with the lappers 3 wide here at the front stretch with Tanner Hutchins all the way to the top. As Blake Steele gets a piece of the wall, this will help Marlowe as he has Bobby Mattingly right on his back bumper there. These guys right on top of each other from 4th through 7th. As you can see just how close these cars are from further on back. As Tanner Hutchins able to jump to that top side, he'll follow Blake Steele, who will get the momentum. Now, will Brandon Marlowe jump to that high side, or will he stay on the inside line? Looks like Marlowe will stay to that inside line. As Blake Steele now under fire from Tanner Hutchins. All these guys trying to duke it on out for some late race positions here as Blake Steele gets a piece of the wall, but Hutchins not able to carry enough momentum right behind him in that pink double OH machine. As this time by, we will see 10 laps to go. Trevor Mattingly has about 2/3 of a second lead over Nick Baum, who's giving it his everything in second. Third is Jacob Lassiter, who, as Tim said, was our first season champion here for the Pro Late Models from ASRC. Trevor Mattingly continues to lead the way in this field. Nick Baum trying to make something happen. He will go try a different line, see if we can find some momentum in the speedway. I think Baum has to just hope that Mattingly gets some lap traffic just wrong and he can capitalize on top of it. But looks like everyone pretty spread out here for the most part here with 6 laps to go. We look through the top orders. Trevor Mattingly, we're just looking at Nick Baum here running in second with 5 laps to go. We got Jacob Laster in the 151 running in third. As we get another yellow flag here, folks, it looks like the 81 machine facing the wrong way, so this will put us on the yellow for the 3rd time and inside of 5 laps to go. So now it's going to be getting a little spicy, as it looks like maybe Sky Erie trying to stay out of the way of our race leader. Trevor Mattingly may have looped this race car, as we will see off of turn number 4 here. And yeah, it looks like Erie just gets a little bit too sideways in the slick. I'll bring that car around, and luckily everyone does a great job at avoiding him. No other cars collected, and we'll get a restart here inside of 5 laps to go. As it looks like it'll be single file here inside of 10 laps to go. Trevor Mattingly will lead us to green over Nick Baum, who will try and get a jump on him here as we go back to go racing with 4 laps to go. We'll see who's brave enough to jump down to that inside line. I think everyone will be on that top line, try and get some momentum and see if they can mount a attack. Oh, it's contact. Blake Steele goes around off the front bumper of Tanner Hutchins. Both cars almost end up flipping, and that will bring us under yellow flag here. We did not get the white, so we will take a look at this contact off of turn number 2. Blake Steele gets a piece of the wall. Tanner Hutchins, no time to react, gets just slight contact, and that whips that car around and almost gets stuck on top of him, and they almost end up flipping once they come apart. So a very strange incident as we ride on board with Tanner Hutchins. As you can tell here, there's the contact to the wall with Steele, and just gets in the back of him, and then Blake Steele almost never comes off of this double OH machine, and when he does, it's a violent disconnect as it almost goes up and over. As wow, that was a weird one, folks. As we'll have to see who ends up taking the claim. It looks like Blake Steele might have taken that claim, as he's in the back of the raceway. So we'll have to see this time, but I believe we should see the lights get extinguished on the iRacing pace car and get ready to go. Green flag race in action as the iRacing pace truck heads down pit road, and we get ready for kind of a green-white checkered attempt here on the dirt for Trevor Mattingly. Here jumps on the loud pedal. We go back to green flag race in action as Mattingly gets away with a great start, nice early launch, making sure nothing funny happens behind him as a few cars off the pace up front, but up front we see popsicle sticks. Now the white flag for Trevor Mattingly. Can he get it done here for a 6th win, 5th of when it counts? And off of turn number 4, the 13M will do it. Trevor Mattingly wins here at Kokomo. 2nd place goes to Nick Baum. 3rd place goes to Jacob Laster. So heck of a job by all those guys, but Trevor Mattingly once again getting the job done in that 13M. That thing looking very sporty here tonight as he carries that left front here in celebration at the dirt track at Kokomo. As we'll be right back with interviews right after this commercial. So don't go anywhere, folks. We got still talk to the top three. Alrighty, folks, we come back to the Kokomo Speedway. Going to be down up our third place finisher, but we have Tim Rogers here in the booth for the interviews as well. Tim, how was that track there at the end?
Well, a puzzle to me, I tell you. I mean, just doing the best I could. I seemed like the top to mid line was the way to go. I don't know, man. I don't know. Like we said before, everyone was going to be fighting for the top to mid line, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, it did. So we're going to go dial up Jacob Lassiter here and get his opinion there at the end. Jacob, do you got a copy? It's Brett the Jet in the booth with Tim Rogers.
Yeah, I got you.
Alrighty, Jacob. How was this 151 car here tonight, and how much did this track change there in that 50-lap run?
The track was pretty unique, honestly. I don't know if it was the warm-up that changed the bottom, but I really thought the bottom would come in. But this is kind of a funky setup. It kind of felt weird to me, like just not really my driving style, but it's the same for everybody, across the board when you do a fixed setup. So, there's no excuses. I just couldn't get it figured out. I started realizing Trevor and Nick had gotten so far out in front of us. Once we got a caution, I could kind of see the line they were running. I was able to just get in behind them and just try to stay as close as I could to them. But yeah, I mean, it was an okay race, honestly. I thought it was pretty clean for a Kokomo race.
Now, before the race, the man, Tim Rogers, did pick you to maybe challenge Trevor Mattingly. Do you enjoy these kind of shorter, very small dirt tracks, or are you more of a open, get to choose a little bit more grooves?
Man, I appreciate that picking me there, Tim. For having the confidence in me. We ran pretty well the first season that we came here, and so I appreciate that, Tim. But now, yeah, I mean, I like these type of tracks, but honestly, I just like a racetrack that you can race on, whether it's big or small. If it's a track that you can move around on and you can try to get at least a nose on somebody and kind of pressure them a little bit, those are fun tracks. And we sort of had that tonight. I thought if you could hit the bottom just right, you might could pull up beside somebody, get close enough for a slider. But all in all, it is a good track for me. But yeah, I mean, Trevor's just him, and I knew Nick when as soon as Nick popped in, I was like, oh man, there's some competition there. I mean, Nick's fast and Trevor's been fast all year, so it's just gonna have to come down to them making a mistake.
Yeah, I thought lap traffic was going to put a huge wrench in everyone's plans here tonight. I assume you got to get a piece of that. How was that navigating not only the track but also these lap cars here tonight?
So it wasn't that bad. The guys are in this league are really respectable guys, and when you get to them, they'll let you throw a slider on them, or you can park it on them, and they'll check up for you. I mean, that's all you can ask for in lap traffic. They got to run their race too, so you just have to try and figure out a way around them. But they're all pretty respectable guys, and they'll try to get out of your way for sure when you get to them.
Yeah, well, awesome stuff from you, Jacob. Always great interviewing you. I know it seems like a pretty regular occurrence here to be talking to you at the end of these races. So, Jacob, before we let you go, celebrate the podium finish for this 51 machine. I'm going to go hand over the mic to you and thank who you got to thank.
First, I gotta thank my teammates, Team Hot Lap Heroes. Shout out to Trevor on the win, Brandon on a good run. Then I gotta thank 789 Designs with the wrap on the car. Max Green, as always, Sud Shop. And I got to thank you guys for doing the broadcast. Second to none when it comes to broadcasting. Really enjoy watching the replays. Then I got to thank Zach and David and all the ones that put in the effort to give us a place to run. It's, like I said, it's one of my favorite leagues to run. It's always clean, and you can't ask for no more. And I got to thank the wife for taking care of the little one. If it wasn't possible to come in here and do this, if it wasn't for her.
Alrighty, well, awesome stuff from you like always, Jacob. Best of luck to you looking at the schedule for next week, and you have yourself a great rest of the night and a good week.
I appreciate it.
Alrighty, folks, that was our third place finisher, Jacob Lassiter. Now we'll dial up our second place finisher, Nick Baum. Nick, do you got a copy? It's Brett the Jet in the booth here.
I'm here.
Alrighty, man. I went out on a limb here, picked you to maybe challenge Trevor Mattingly, and it seemed like you gave him a heck of a run there, trying to hope that he made a mistake. Nick, tell us a little bit about your race.
It was good. It was my first race running these, and for this series, I found out Trevor and my buddies were running it tonight, so I figured I'd give it a go, and it was definitely a good league. I appreciate the admins for putting it on, and you guys for broadcasting it. But yeah, Trevor, he's good, especially when he's in the lead. He's just one of them guys that when he's leading, he's in a totally different zone. So I was hoping to try to get to him in lap traffic, but he was passing him just as good as I was. So I gave him my all, but congrats to him. I think that might have been his 1,000th win on iRacing, so that's a big milestone, and congratulations to him.
Yeah, that is a big milestone to get 1,000 wins and anything. That's impressive. So, yeah, Nick, going through tonight, you were the quick time here tonight at the Kokomo Speedway. Finished second in the heat race to Trevor Mattingly, and then, yeah, in the race, kept it within striking distance, it seemed like, all night. And then, yeah, in some lap traffic, it seemed like that could be maybe the wrench that you could be able to challenge for that lead. I mean, it seemed like a heck of a race throughout.
Yeah, no doubt. It was a great race. I love that racetrack. It's in my top 5 racetracks on iRacing. I think it's a blast. It always gives good racing for the racers and the people watching. So, I enjoy going there, and I wish I could have got a little closer. I made a mistake in the heat race that cost me to start on pole the feature, but that's all right.
Yeah, what did happen in turn number 1 in the heat race? It looks like got a little over rotation.
Yeah, well, I kind of knew that if I didn't get a good start, Trevor was going to have the top going into 1, and that's really was going to be the deciding factor, whether I was going to have to slide him or not. And I was going to go for the slider, but Trevor's one of my good buddies, and I had some other buddies in that heat race, so I just figured, grab the break, settle for 3rd or 4th, and then try to pick them off as I could go, and that's what I did, and ended up 2nd in the heat, which I was happy with.
Yeah, it's still to finish runner-up to Trevor Mattingly with the caliber of drivers in here, is a good omen. That shows you have some speed, Nick. So before we let you go and wrap up this runner-up finish here tonight at the Kokomo Speedway, I'm going to go hand over the mic to you and thank who you got to thank for this O2 crew.
Yeah, I got to thank, first off, Tanner Tomasi at Speed Ranch and the guys at XP1 Racing. They are making me a better driver day in and day out. Hooker Harness, CC Food Marts, Klein's Brain Source Factory, CS. They all help out a ton and making me faster every day.
Alrighty, well, awesome stuff from you, Nick. Hopefully we'll see some more out here on the Speedway, because I think Trevor needs some more challenge. Like I told him last week after the All-Star race win, I said, man, I might even need to put a bounty out on you.
No doubt. I'll definitely be back.
Alrighty, Nick, you have yourself a great rest of the night. Hopefully, I know we'll be talking to you some more here in the future.
Oh, no doubt.
Alrighty, folks, and we'll head down now to Victory Lane to talk to the 13M, that being Trevor Mattingly. Trevor, do you got a copy? It's Brett the Jet in the booth here.
Yes, sir, I do.
Alrighty, you're once again parked here in Victory Lane. Kokomo actually has a Victory Lane, so glad to see you're up there. Tell me a little bit about your night. You actually didn't get quick time, but you put yourself on course very quickly after that with a heat win.
Yeah, I had a weird qualifying run. I got one really good lap in, and then don't think I could have went any faster. But where we did the 3-person qualifying, kind of got caught in behind someone. But I'm not complaining or anything because that's a really cool way to set up qualifying and stuff. And yeah, qualified P3, and that put me on the outside pole of the second heat race, and started beside Nick. And I knew going into 1 and 2 that I needed to catch the high side if I could, and I did. And Nick ended up getting on the brakes and not sliding me, which I appreciate him. And yeah, started on the pole of the feature, and I knew it was going to be a high side most of the race. There was absolutely nothing to grab a hold to. 3 and 4 in the high side, so it was kind of a middle line there. But Kokomo makes for some weird racing, but good racing. It's one of my favorite tracks, probably.
Yeah, I tell you what, a lot of different lines being used, and yeah, I'm really surprised, Trevor. Like you said, the inside didn't really come to life ever. Really, it seemed like everyone was trying to get to the top in 1 and 2, and then, like you said, kind of running that middle line right below the slick in 3 and 4.
Yeah, it was either right above the slick because there was a tacky strip in 3 and 4 right above the slick off the bottom, and that's where I was running the last half of the race, and it was working out pretty good. That was actually a ton of fun driving through lap traffic like that, and like I said, it was a fun race. This is actually about a week ago. I went back and counted all the stuff on the website, and this is actually my 1,000th win on iRacing, so that's pretty cool.
Oh man, that's a big accomplishment, Trevor. So congratulations from everyone from ASRC and Turn 3 on that big accomplishment. And the cool thing is you got it on video. I'd recommend watching it on mute because my voice sounds terrible tonight. But hey, it's still broadcasted, and you can have it forever now. So that's awesome to hear from you, Trevor. And yeah, going back in the race a little bit of that lap traffic, that had to throw at least a little bit of a wrench in your plan, especially when Kirby and whatnot side by side battling in front of you with Nick Baum running you down.
Right, and that was I was talking to Aaron in Discord as we were racing. And he said, "Where you want me?" And he said, "You want me high side?" And about that time, I was like, "No." We kind of got our lines crossed there, but still, it's a ton of fun driving around through lap traffic and stuff, and knowing that Nick was right behind me, ready to pounce at any time. But we was able to get through there, and every guy in here will give you room when they need it and when they know they've been passed or whatever. So kudos to them guys for racing clean as we went by, and it worked out in my way. It doesn't always do that, but seems like it did tonight.
Yeah. Go ahead, Tim.
Yeah, I was about to say, Trevor, I apologize. I was one of those guys. I didn't know. I saw you pass him on the inside, and so I went high. And I was like, oh, damn, he might want the high side now because I was running low. But hey, it all worked out in the end.
It did, and it's my job to get around y'all, and y'all not y'all's job to, you know, you can't see where I'm coming from, so it's all good, man. We made it work.
Yeah, and Trevor, looking back at the season, this is now, I believe, your 6th win in total here. 5th win accounts for the points. So, Trevor, looking mighty sporty each week in, week out. And I tell you what, those last couple restarts were timed perfectly by you. I mean, what was going through your mind are kind of our first real situations here for the league with some late race restarts here.
Yeah, I knew Nick was just trying to think of. I knew he was back there thinking of something, and I was thinking of how to not let him by. So I was trying to time my restarts a little bit different, and that's basically it. I mean, if you can get the jump, you can kind of tell where the guy is at, and if he's beside you on the restart, there ain't no telling what could happen. And then we'd have to start sliding each other and everything else, and it ended up, like I said, working out for me, and got some good restarts there at the end, and was able to keep it out front.
Yep, and it once again worked out great for you, Trevor. So for your 1,000th win here, I'm sure there's got to be a lot of people you got to thank. So Trevor, I'm going to go hand over the mic to you, and you can start listing them on off.
Yeah, I got to thank my Uncle Bobby. Uh, he had some bad luck in the heat race there, but I remember it's been 3+ years ago now, and we were in his basement racing on the same sim rig I'm racing in now, but on a big screen TV, and now we're in VRs and got better steering wheel and pedals and everything, and he gave me a pair of V3s that I'm getting used to for Christmas, so definitely got to thank him. Uh, FMS Rapid Graphics, Aaron Kirby, he's a real good buddy. Went to Eldora with him this year and everything, and Tanner Hutchins, Nick Baum, they're two real good buddies as well. Team at Speed Shop, Keltner Contracting, uh, you guys for putting on the broadcast. This is one of the best ran leagues I've ran in a long time, and might have to come try the asphalt side of it out with y'all, but y'all are gonna smoke me in it, so I kind of don't want to get my pride hurt, you know what I mean? But I think that's it, man. Got to thank Zach for the admin. I think he is feeling a little under the weather as well, so hope he gets feeling better. Hope you get feeling better too, Brett.
Well, thank you very much, Trevor. Yeah, we'd love to have you on the pavement side and show you what kind of speed we can have on the dirt or the pavement side. You know, we can't come close to you on the dirt, but we'll give you a run for the money on the pavement side. But Trevor, it's always been a pleasure talking to you each and every week. You know, you come out here and you've been on the podium every single time, so that shows a lot what kind of driver you are. So Trevor, once again, congrats on the 1,000th win, and I'm sure we'll be talking to you some more here in the future.
10-4, buddy. Appreciate it.
Alrighty, folks, that was Trevor Mattingly getting the job done here. And Tim, you ready to go through some race recap here?
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Alrighty.
Your winner, and of course, it's the one and only Trevor Mattingly in the number 13, bringing it home. Second is the 02 Nick Baum. Third is the 151 of Jacob Lassiter. Fourth is the number 04 of Tanner Hutchins. Rounding out the top five is the 37 of Brandon Marlowe. Sixth is the number 3 of Bobby Mattingly. Seventh is Blake Steele. Eighth, the 91 of Aaron Kirby. Ninth is the 40 of Josiah Millen. Rounding out the top 10 is the number 41 of Kyle Lesher. 11th is Double D Dirty Dave, or whatever his nickname is. 12th is the number 22 of Brett Carlton. 13th, the number 48 of Tim Rogers. And rounding up the field is the number 81 Scott Erie, finishing 14th.
Alrighty, thank you very much, Tim, for coming in here and helping me broadcast here tonight. Very much appreciate it on the short notice. Sorry you couldn't have a better run, but hopefully you still had some fun out there at the Kokomo Speedway.
Yeah, I still had fun. I love dirt racing. I'm just not good at it. The late models, they're like foreign to me. They're like from a different country. The only thing I grew up watching was big block modifieds and some off-road racing, but I still love racing in them. I love racing with these good guys. You learn a lot with racing with them, but overall, you know, this is a great series if you're looking to join, if you're interested in dirt late model racing or anything, like this is a great series. Clean racing. This is probably the cleanest dirt racing I've ever participated in on iRacing. A great group of guys, respect for one another. You've heard it in the interviews, just nothing but respect for each other. Great officiating. We have a unique qualifying system. It's just overall really fun league, and if you're looking for a really good dirt experience on the sim, the ASRC Pro Late Model Series is the place for you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Tim. And yeah, once again, thanks for coming in here. And yeah, those good words. I mean, it showed. How many times do you see a race from Kokomo that every driver finishes? I don't think I've ever seen one. And tonight, they do it here at the ASRC Pro Late Models.
It's a rare sight indeed, and I mean, I don't think I've ever been in the Kokomo race this clean, but just like I said, a great group of guys, great group of drivers, really know what they're doing, and we always try to put on a good show.
That we do, Tim. So thanks very much. I'm going to go wrap it up here, but thanks again for all your help in the broadcast here tonight, Tim, and hopefully we'll have you some more at some other time. Alrighty, can we give it up for Tim? He comes in here and does a heck of a job each and every time, so got to give a huge shout out to him. I have been Brett the Jet from Turn 3 Racing Network, feeling a little bit under the weather here, so hopefully next week we'll be back to 100%, but in that time, be sure to check out Turn 3 Racing Network throughout the week for some great broadcasts and some great series and great racing. So everyone stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll catch you next week. I've been Brett the Jet, and I just flew by you. Have a good one.